Welcome back to Remote Cabin Radio, where the flicker of firelight reveals the shadows of history, legend, and the unknown. Tonight, we're venturing deep into the heart of the Pacific Northwest, where dense forests hide creatures that defy explanation and understanding. From the rugged slopes of Mount St. Helens, reshaped by fire and ash, to the mist-shrouded shores of Spirit Lake, this land has always harbored its secrets. Our story tonight is not one born from modern urban myths, but from the first-hand accounts of native tribes and early settlers. It is a tale so strange, so compelling, that it graced the front page of the Oregonian on July 16, 1924. The headline read, "Big Hairy Indians, Ape-tail or Mountain Devils, Mystery Grows Deeper." This is no mere folklore. This is a report of the elusive Seeahtik tribe, giants of the wilderness, creatures that walk the line between man and beast, leaving behind a trail of awe, mystery, and terror. Let's begin with the source of this extraordinary tale. A report from Jorg Totsky, a Clallam tribal editor of The Real American in Hoquiam, Washington. On July 15, 1924, Jorg shared a story that would unsettle many, a story known all too well by the northwestern tribes of Washington and Oregon. He spoke of a strange and secretive tribe known as the Seeahtik. According to Totsky, the ape men that supposedly attacked a prospector's shack at Mount St. Helens were not apes at all. They were the Seeahtik, a race of hairy giants recognized by indigenous people across the region. The Seeahtik, also known by variations of the name among different tribes, Seeahtik to some, are described as towering figures standing between 7 and 8 feet tall, their bodies covered in thick hair to protect them from the bitter mountain cold. The tribes speak of them with a mix of fear, reverence, and shame. These beings are said to be more than just physical anomalies. They possess supernatural abilities that make them nearly untouchable. The tribes of the Pacific Northwest have kept their history of the Seeahtik largely secret, fearing that outsiders would never believe in their strange powers that include the ability to kill their prey through hypnotism and to deceive their enemies through ventriloquism. The Seahtik's reputation among the tribes is fearsome. They are considered a skeleton in the closet of the northwestern tribal communities, an uncomfortable truth buried in their collective memory. Every Native American of the Puget Sound region has heard stories of these mysterious giants. Among them, the Shaker communities of northwestern Oregon, for example, believe the Seeahtik are not only real but possess extraordinary powers, the ability to control the minds of animals, deceive human adversaries, and communicate in the language of birds and beasts. And there's more, far more. This isn't just the account of a single person or tribe. It's a testimony echoed by many, from Henry Napoleon of the Clallam tribe to L.J. Oregonia of the Lummi in Tales of the Seeahtik and George Heisman of the Quinault. Each voice speaks of these elusive giants, creatures inseparable from the land they inhabit, hidden deep within the forests and mountains of the Pacific Northwest. They aren't some distant legend, but a vivid part of tribal histories, one that many might wish to leave undisturbed. But the Seahtik's peculiar abilities extend beyond mind control and mimicry. According to Totsky, these beings are master tricksters, capable of executing elaborate and often humiliating pranks on the tribes they encounter. In Oregon, for instance, tribes have long complained about the Seahtik's vulgar sense of humor. These giants are known to steal Native American women, occasionally returning them, though more often they do not come back. Some even believe that certain northwestern tribes carry Seeahtik blood in their veins, a haunting reminder of the strange interactions between man and giant over the centuries. The geography of the Seahtik's homeland is as vast and untamed as the legends themselves. Some tribes say they live deep within the rugged wilderness of Vancouver Island in British Columbia, while others believe they make their home near Mount Rainier. It's said that these giants follow an ancient migratory path, moving between these locations with the changing of the seasons. As summer draws to a close, they retreat northward to the hidden caves on Vancouver Island, where they remain throughout the winter. Henry Napoleon, a hunter from the Clallam tribe, once encountered one of these elusive beings while tracking game on Vancouver Island. At first, he thought he had come across a massive bear, but as he aimed his rifle, the creature turned to him and spoke in his own language. Standing over 7 feet tall, the Seahtik invited Napoleon to sit and talk. What followed was a journey through the wilderness into the hidden world of the Seahtik. They traveled for hours through dark underground trails, eventually arriving at a vast cave where the Seahtik tribe made their home. Napoleon learned that the Seahtik used a strange medicine, a salve they rubbed over their bodies to become invisible to the human eye. Combined with their hypnotic powers, this made them virtually impossible to detect. Their ability to speak multiple languages of the Northwest tribes only added to their mysterious aura. After a night spent with these giants, Napoleon was led safely back to the edge of the wilderness. But the memory of that encounter would stay with him forever. The tribes of the Pacific Northwest know better than to provoke the Seahtik. Though they are typically harmless when left alone, the Seahtik have a strict rule of retaliation. If one of their members is harmed, they take 12 lives for the one. This lesson was learned the hard way by the Clallam people who once captured a young Seahtik. Despite warnings from their elders, they underestimated the Seahtik's supernatural abilities. That night, the entire Clallam camp was wiped out in retaliation, save for one man, who had moved his family across the canal before the attack. The Seahtik are not creatures to be trifled with, but for all their fearsome reputation, the Seahtik are also deeply tied to the spiritual landscape of the region. The Upper Chehalis, Cowlitz, and Quinault tribes all speak of Spirit Lake, a place of deep spiritual significance and mystery. It is said that only the strongest of medicine men sought their soul power at Spirit Lake. Some returned with incredible abilities, while others were never seen again, their fates lost to the mists of the lake. In more recent times, some tribes believe the Seahtik have dwindled in number. Fred Pope of the Quinault tribe and George Heisman recall an encounter with the giants just 4 years prior when they were fishing for steelhead on the Quinault River. They heard the familiar, eerie whistling that heralded the Seahtik's approach, and in the morning they discovered their catch had been stolen. Though they did not see the Seahtik that day, they knew without question who had taken their fish. The Seahtik, according to some accounts, are not fully human. They are said to be creatures trapped in a state of evolutionary limbo, a step between animal and man that never fully absorbed the Tamanawais, or soul power, of humanity. This failure to fully transition is what gives the Seahtik their peculiar nature. Some say they are like a ghost of the past, an anomaly that walks the forests with neither malice nor kindness, but with the raw, untamed power of something outside our understanding. Their sense of humor, while crude, can also turn deadly. L. Peter James of the Lummi tribe recounts how the Seahtik once left cedar branches on the bodies of those they had killed or played tricks on. The Duwamish tribe once tried to seek revenge after their women and children were stolen, only to witness the horrifying strength of these giants. The Seeahtik ripped their young men apart, like toys, reminding the tribes once again that some forces in the wilderness are best left undisturbed. And so, we leave you tonight with the unsettling question: are these giants of the Northwest still wandering the dense forests of Mount St. Helens, Mount Rainier, and Vancouver Island? The legends of the Seeahtik have persisted for centuries, woven into the very fabric of the land. Their presence lingers like a shadow in the corner of your eye, something you can never quite catch, but always feel watching. Whether they are remnants of a forgotten past or something more, something otherworldly, one thing is certain: the Pacific Northwest holds its mysteries close, and the Seeahtik are one of the darkest, most enduring of them all. This has been another chapter from the enigmatic pages of this region. Until next time, thank you for listening to Remote Cabin Radio, where history and mystery come alive.